American Idol alum Lauren Elena recently gave birth to her first child. She announced her pregnancy in January, nearly a year after she married Cam Arnold in a stunning wedding in Nashville in front of 450 guests. In a new interview, Lauren Elena opened up about how the baby was in danger during birth. Lauren Elena thinks her baby was sent from heaven. With great joy comes great loss. Lauren Elena has suffered two big family losses in the last year. Her cousin, who viewers saw supporting the singer on American Idol, passed away in July. Her father, whom she was very close to, passed away unexpectedly last year. She recently paid tribute to her late dad with a song in his honor. Lauren Elena recently sat down with Entertainment Tonight about her life as a new mom. She revealed that she found out she was pregnant with her daughter, Benny Doll Arnold, weeks after her dad passed away. I was very, very close with my dad, a very important person in my life. So many people have said to me that they think my dad sent the baby, and I do believe that, because I needed her there. It was like a gaping wound in my heart, and she helped heal it. She will never know what a gift she's been for us, she said about the arrival of her baby. She shares baby was in danger during traumatic birth. Benny Doll Arnold is here and thriving, but it wasn't an easy birth. Lauren Elena shared her pregnancy with the world in January by revealing a baby bump at the end of the music video for her song, Those Kind of Women. The baby still hadn't arrived in late May, well past her due date. The Ladies in the 90s singer was desperate to meet her daughter. She tried everything to induce labor, including the curb walking method of walking on uneven surfaces to adjust the baby into the proper place for birth. However, the method didn't work. Her baby suffered a scary health emergency during birth. According to Lauren Elena, the umbilical cord was wrapped around the baby's neck and legs. Every time I pushed, her heart rate plummeted, Elena explained. It kind of became like an emergency scenario where we had to get her out. It was a very scary time, she said. She added that it was an emotional time for her and her husband both. When they handed her to me, oh man, it makes me want to cry thinking about it. When she made that first, imitates crying noise. Wow. I looked over at my husband and he was hysterically sobbing, and he's not a crier. Luckily it all worked out and her daughter is happy and healthy. Share your scary birth stories in the comments. American Idol star shares baby was in danger during traumatic birth. Prologue. The moment everything changed. The fluorescent lights above the delivery room buzzed faintly, but to Elena Grace, they sounded like roaring floodlights. She could hear her own heartbeat in her ears, faster than the rhythmic beeping of the fetal monitor beside her bed. Somewhere in the haze, a nurse's voice cracked through. Baby's heart rate is dropping. We need to move now. She looked at her husband, Noah, his face pale and taut, gripping her hand as though it were the only thing tethering them both to earth. This wasn't the birth plan. This wasn't the gentle, music-filled arrival they'd envisioned. This was chaos, panic, and the terrifying realization that they might lose everything in a matter of minutes. And yet, this was how she would meet her daughter. Chapter 1. From Spotlight to Cradle. Before she was Elena Grace, the soon-to-be mother in a hospital gown, she was Elena Grace, the girl who stunned America with her powerhouse vocals on American Idol's 14th season. At 21, she had stood on that massive stage, staring out at a sea of faces and camera lenses, and sung as if the world depended on it. The nation fell for her mix of soulful ballads and country twang. She didn't win the title, but she didn't need to. Her debut single, This Town's For You, soared up the charts, and tours, red carpets, and album deals followed. 5 years later, the rush of fame slowed. Elena traded constant travel for songwriting in Nashville, where she met Noah, a session guitarist with kind eyes and a dry sense of humor. They fell in love over coffee dates and studio sessions, marrying in a small Tennessee vineyard. Chapter 2. The Promise of New Life. When Elena discovered she was pregnant, she was on tour promoting her second album. The nausea hit during a morning radio interview in Chicago, forcing her to excuse herself mid-sentence. Backstage, a friend teased, "Maybe it's baby fever, not the flu." 2 pink lines on a plastic stick confirmed it a few hours later. She stared at them in the quiet of a hotel bathroom, tears rolling down her cheeks. She'd always dreamed of being a mother, but seeing it there, in undeniable blue and pink, made her chest swell with a joy unlike anything the Idol stage had ever given her. Chapter 3. The Perfect Plan. Elena approached pregnancy the way she approached her music career, with research, discipline, and a plan. She hired a midwife, joined prenatal yoga, and even recorded soft acoustic versions of her favorite songs to play to the baby in the womb. Her due date was set for June 14th. The birth plan included low lighting, lavender aromatherapy, a playlist of soothing guitar music, and Noah by her side to cut the cord. She imagined holding her daughter, whispering her name, Willow Grace, in that first golden moment. Life, of course, had other plans. Chapter 4. The First Signs. At 37 weeks, during a routine checkup, her OB/GYN noticed something concerning. Willow's growth had slowed. "It's probably nothing," the doctor said gently, "but we'll keep a close eye on her." By 38 weeks, Elena was feeling more fatigued than usual. One night, she woke up drenched in sweat, her heart pounding. The next morning, her doctor ordered a non-stress test. That's when they noticed the first dips in Willow's heart rate. Chapter 5. The day everything spun out of control. June 10th began like any other. Elena woke to birdsong and sunlight in the nursery they'd so carefully decorated. She was supposed to have a final prenatal check before a weekend of rest. But during the exam, the doctor's expression changed mid-sentence. "Her heart rate is decelerating again. We need to admit you to the hospital." By the time she was in a gown, the monitor was showing longer, more frequent dips. A nurse pressed a cool hand to Elena's arm. "If this continues, we'll have to do an emergency C-section." Chapter 6. The Delivery Room Storm. The beeping quickened, then slowed, then quickened again. A resident's voice, "Cord compression is likely." Another voice, "Let's move her to or two." "Noah," Elena whispered as the bed began to roll, "I'm scared." "I know," he said, his own voice breaking. "But you're not alone." The operating room was cold and blindingly bright. In a flurry of surgical drapes, masks, and instruments, the anesthesiologist murmured reassurances while numbing her from the waist down. She couldn't feel the scalpel, but she felt the pressure, the tugging, the urgency. Then, a cry, thin, desperate, but alive. Chapter 7. A shaky first breath. Willow was whisked to a side table where a neonatal team worked over her. Elena caught glimpses, tiny limbs, damp curls, oxygen mask. She heard phrases like low Apgar and monitor for distress. After what felt like an eternity, a nurse brought the baby over. "She's stable now." Elena held her daughter for the first time, tears spilling down her cheeks. Willow's skin was warm, her breath shallow but steady.